and that's what the Raptor needs sometimes. And we've been getting some half decent calls on home court, but I like when we're at home and the refs buy into us. You know what I mean? And what I like is when the guys are not complaining at the refs. That's another thing with our players. They like to hark at the refs. Just play the game. Play the game, guys. It will come to you.
I do agree. Scotty needs to calm down a little bit on that. He's kind of taking over the Kyle Lowry, I'm gonna cry to the ref every single time there's a whistle.
Every single and I know, Scotty, you're upcoming all-star. You're gonna be the face of the Raptors, but your time will come. You know what I mean? Hey, take the hits right now, take the lumps, and keep going.
What is going on, Toronto Raptor fans? Raptors in black and white back with another weekly review. We've got Head Swag, and we've got, oh, actually, I think Head Swag's over there. And we've got Slang on here talking Raptors. Now, pretty exciting week, actually. We've got the Toronto Raptors in a mini win streak. We've got two in a row. First two in a row they've won all year. Most recently was Minnesota Timberwolves and the Indiana Pacers. Pretty nice win.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I know, solid. And some crazy stats. RJ Barrett has gone off in the last two games with 31 and 39.
Yes,
And we've
sir.
got Scottie Barnes back in that last game too. So what were your thoughts of T Wolves first, and then I guess we'll talk about the Pacers.
Yeah, against the T Wolves, I love the way the game was handled. I love seeing Scotty back out there doing his thing. It was a great, 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 great win against a tough competitive team on home court. So definitely hats off to the guys with pulling that one off there. There's some shaky areas, but what I like is what we've been talking about all season. They learned to close this one out, and that's exactly what they did.
I completely agree. They learned to close it out. There were moments where it was getting a little dicey, and you're thinking, "Oh no!" Friggin' Anthony Edwards, started going a little. I think he only had 5 points in the first half. Nice defense, obviously, being able to contain him. But man, he started going off in the second half, and I was watching it, going, "Oh no, we were in such control of this game. Don't let it slip away." But they didn't. They seemed to like batten down the hatches and pulled out a nice victory. Um,
Pull out a beautiful victory. The Raptors are right there. I was just talking to a guy when I was at the gym yesterday about them, and what we were saying about the Raptors is that they're a very good team. If you've noticed over our last 9 or 10 games, 6 to 7 of our games were decided by one basket or less. So, like I was just saying, if we could close out like um our whole win and loss streak right now would be a total different story right now. But we need guys to be healthy, and getting one guy back, we already see the results.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. And I think it did help. Like you could feel that there was a little more energy even overall, just having Scotty back on the floor there. I thought Agbaji probably suffered the most from him coming back. But also exciting one little mention. I mean, Jakob had 15 in that one. Scotty came back with 17, and then we already mentioned RJ with 31. But Dick was only okay. He's had some crazy games where he's gone off, but he only had nine. But Chris Boucher off the bench seems to have maybe found a nice little niche. I've always been a Boucher fan. I loved his energy, a couple years ago, even 3 years ago. But then last year he was relegated to, riding the pine until the
That's
end of
right.
the year when everyone was injured. So I don't know. What do you like? Are you a Boucher fan? Do you like
I
his
am
game?
a Boucher fan all day. We found him out on the playground out east. We brought him on the court. He's a champ. And you know what I mean? He's been inconsistent, like you're saying, but in big games, I've been seeing him pull off. In that last game there, like I think he had 22 points or something like that
Yeah,
in that little
22.
time that he was out there. Very productive. And that's what we need out of that guy.
Yeah, no, that's what I like about him. 22 in 26 minutes. And he seems to be more often when he's having a good game. His points are around his minutes. And I love, seeing that. a stat.
A productive workhorse. We'll take it all day.
Yeah, yeah, I love the productivity. I've never been a fan of like the high volume guys. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he got 30, but he shot 58 times or whatever. Uh,
Exactly.
you know,
Because hey, put us in shoes and give us shorts. I think we could pull that off too, right? So
I could get some points if you're going to let me shoot 40, 50, 60 times a game. Yeah,
right?
I'll get something, I think. I mean, maybe not. Maybe I'll be getting stuffed all over the place, but
You'll get to the foul line. You'll get to the foul line.
yes, yeah, yeah, true, true. Um, yeah, so anyway, Timberwolves, yeah, great game and great team to beat. And it was actually funny, even we saw some frustration there. There was I don't know if it was the turning point, but that 3 second violation by Gobert when they seemed to have their signals wrong. I think oh man, what the heck? He just jumped out of my brain. What the guy they just traded for? Freaking Randall, sorry,
Randall.
Randall had the
Oh,
ball at the top, and Gobert was like, "I want it," put it into me, and then he's whining, and he didn't leave the key anyway, and then that was a nice turnover, and that sort
that
of
was a beautiful turnover, and that's
yes,
what the Raptor needs sometimes. And we've been getting some half decent calls on home court, but I like when we're at home and the refs buy into us. You know what I mean? And what I like is when the guys are not complaining at the refs. That's another thing with our players. They like to hark at the refs. Just play the game. Play the game, guys. It will come to you.
I do agree. Scotty needs to calm down a little bit on that. He's kind of taking over the Kyle Lowry. I'm gonna cry to the ref every single time there's a whistle.
Every single and I know, Scotty, you're an upcoming all-star. You're gonna be the face of the Raptors, but your time will come. You know what I mean? Hey, take the hits right now, take the lumps, and keep going. You know?
Yeah, yeah. The best example of that is DeMar DeRozan. Remember DeMar DeRozan when he first came up? It was frustrating that he never got any calls, and now I
That's
think
right.
like he's probably in the top, 2% of call getters in the NBA. I mean, that guy's just really parading to the line every single game if you watch him. Um,
That's correct.
so yeah, I mean, but also, hey, another decent win. We had the former Toronto Raptor, Mr. Pascal Siakam,
Oh yeah,
in town, Mr. Jakob Pertl's buddy, and I think Mr. Pertl, they were, obviously co draftees and buddies coming into the league at the same season.
that's
But
correct.
I think Jakob wanted to show off because he ended up with 30, and RJ had 39 in that win, and that was another pretty solid
Oh
performance.
yeah, I think there was a little better wager going on there because I haven't seen Yakum play like that. But if we could get that, like I said, RJ seems to be pairing up every game with somebody. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? If it's not Yakum, it's Dick. It's somebody else is giving him numbers, which is good right now. But if we collectively could get these guys giving an average 15, 20 points like what they're doing and share the sugar a little bit more, like I said, look out. The Raps will wrap it up.
Yeah, hey, I'm definitely buying in. I mean, I've been saying, just let us see this team with all of its pieces back. So speaking of that, Bruce Brown, I saw him being interviewed, and he had an interesting comment because I think I've already commented on here a couple times. I was actually at the first game that he played as a Raptor, and man, he looked like a deer in the headlights. He was like, "Why am I on like? Didn't I just win a championship, last year?"
That's right. Yeah, he. You said it. He's still in championship mode. He's like, why am I here and I have a ring? Like, what happened?
Yeah, I signed with the Pacers. I thought we were going to go try and get one there, and then suddenly I end up getting traded, and I'm north of the border. But his comment was that. So sorry, let me back up. I have felt that he hasn't been that great of a player. That game, he did not play well. That first game,
That
uh,
first game.
and
That's
and
right.
he really hasn't since. He's had maybe a couple of blips possibly, but nothing where I felt like this is the guy that everyone's trying to grab to be the savior down the stretch if they're a contender and they're going to try and add Bruce Brown to put them over the hump. Yikes. But his comment was that he's only been playing on one leg. He said there's been fans, commentators like me, I suppose, specifically, not that I'm saying he's watching me, but you know what I mean, saying that he's not, got his mind in it and he doesn't want to be on the Raptors. But he said it's because of he's been only playing on one leg. And after the surgery, we're going to see a different player today. What do you think about Brown coming back? Do you think he's going to help contribute? And I guess maybe answer that. And then I'm curious if you think we should still be trying to trade this guy.
Well, always keep the trade options open because there are guys out there, but Brown is definitely a workhorse. And if he's telling you that, hey, he feels like he's been on one leg, if he comes back a healthy Brown will definitely bring some juice to the Raptors. You know what I mean? Like I said, we just need to see guys get into the groove of things, get their feet wet, and he's been one of those guys. And I believe he could be a factor, but like you said, if we could get, because he's been injured and there's guys out there, if we could get another young stud, we could leave that option open. But if he's saying that he feels good, that he could be here and he wants in and he wants to buy in, why not?
Hmm. All right. Yeah. I I just think that it's funny. I often go to the sort of age timeline, but then I think that he's only 27 or something like that. I mean, maybe
That's right. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
might have turned 28, maybe at the start of the season he was 27. So he's
Somewhere
actually,
around there. You got it. Yeah.
yeah, he's not way older than sort of the trajectory, and if he
and
was,
and put the factors in like you just said. We got a young guy, won a championship. He's got experience. You know what I mean? He's put in work, and we know he could work. So if he's saying, "Hey, I'm feeling better now, guys. Give me a chance. Let's see what he could do."
all right, well, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that he'll
Me,
contribute.
me and you both.
Yeah. Do you think that he starts? Uh, do you think he starts or comes off the bench?
Well, like I said, a healthy Brown being a championship with his experience, if he's at the game where he was at when he was with those guys, I think he has a starting spot. Or even a six man. I see him even pulling off a six man.
Yeah, he might actually, they might give him a start. If Grady was still going nuts when he was getting 30-30, I would think they would keep Grady in to keep
That's
that
right.
momentum. But yeah, with the last two games, Grady, he's been fine. I'm not trying to bash him, but he's back down around his regular sort of 9, 12, 15 point.
And I have no problem with that. He's sharing the sugar. He's throwing alley oops to RJ. So
Oh,
he's
yeah.
he's being productive in other ways, which is I want other Raptors to do too, right? Because it
Yeah,
seems like
no,
all the guys want to be the high scorer, but hey, let RJ. It seems like RJ's good with that, and let's see who's second and third in that realm. You know what I mean?
right. Well, yeah, my point was just more that maybe they will even have Dick come off the bench because then they've got more creative scoring in the second unit because there were sometimes when Boucher's going, as we've said, he's great, but sometimes they get a weird lineup out there with like Shed, Mogbo, uh, Boucher, uh, Bruno,
Or Mitchell, I know what you mean. Yeah,
yeah, and then suddenly I'm watching, going, who is scoring? Like, who is gonna actually take the
that's
ball
right.
and put it into
That's
the
right.
hole
Who's
here?
gonna put that ball in that basket? I know what you mean. I
Yeah,
know
there's like
exactly
all
what you
these like
mean.
dribble handoff, awkward dribble handoff, and then Mogbo's like stuck in the middle and no one's rotating and he doesn't know even who to give it to. And I'm sitting there going, oh my God, guys, the shot clock's running out. Like somebody think of something. What are you guys doing? So anyway, I'm saying having Dick maybe moved into that situation, would be better. And like I said, we're kind of in a good spot with the 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 guy's coming back. I mean, do you have any idea when Quickly's coming back? Have you seen
I
any?
was just gonna talk about that. I think he's day to day. We don't have an exact date of when he comes back, but another factor if he comes into that, right? Is Dick gonna be the seventh, or is he gonna be the sixth, or is Quickly gonna start? Is it gonna be Brown? So it's that trio there. You know what I mean? We do have the guards. Let's just see who's gonna produce, like you're saying.
Yeah. I don't know what the right answer is. I think I do. I think I want Dick in the starting lineup just for development purposes because as great as I think the Raptors can be if everybody gets healthy, I'm not sure we're quite championship level yet.
Right.
I realize it's the NBA and any fluke could happen and all that stuff, but really to get through 4 rounds of the playoffs and beat all the top guys, obviously I don't think we're quite there. So
Right.
I'd like to see Dick, getting the minutes and getting those sort of moments at the ends of games like he did a few days ago. Unfortunately, I think we lost that one when towards the end he was shooting free throws and then he even pulled up and missed a three.
And missed that three. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I
And
can't
that's the
remember.
thing with clutch plays like that. You get paid millions. You gotta drain those things, man. He got himself. He got that good look. He got a good look on it, but missed it. But man, like I'm just like and when you see these guys practice, they hit those threes like it's a layup. So I'm just like, I know out there it's a little different, but man, it'd be nice if these guys could hit that shot.
Yeah.
RJ had one too at the end of our double overtime game versus oh my goodness, what's the game that I went to there? And
Oh,
RJ, yeah, he pulled up and did
Denver.
one like a Steve Nash, and I was just like, you could have went in. You're 6'8". You could have drove and dunk or got a foul to tie the game. But hey, somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose.
Right. Um, so yeah, one last quick question. I'm just curious on your thoughts because with these guys coming back, I mean, there's been some trade stuff I saw online, some Olynyk and Bruce Brown going to the Golden State Warriors. Um, what do you think about that? Do you think we should sort of keep this team and let some of these vets stick around and try and keep developing the younger guys, or are you okay with trading off of Bruce Brown if we can get like a first round pick, or even if it's some kind of future asset, pick swap or God knows what, they can turn him into, and same with an Olynyk. You know, or even the real one is Jakob Pertl keeps coming up because people are saying he's playing like an all-star, and what could we dangle him out there and maybe get like I don't know, like a Kaminga and a pick or something from Golden State for Jakob Pertl.
For Pertl, right? Something like that could happen. You got it. You got it. And like you were saying, we should keep some of these veterans around because our team is young, and they do need some veterans to give them some good advice that when they're inside that locker room. It's not just with the coaches. When you got those veteran guys who's been in the experience, who's got those playoff runs, who's been down those four guys. They give them some good input, you know what I mean? Depending
Mhm.
on who it is. But at the same time, like you're saying, if we could trade off maybe a couple or one or two and pull in and get, like you said, a trade and another big guy who's healthy that could help out, why not?
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at because like I said, I don't think we're going to be able to trade them for someone that's available now to help us win, obviously, because I still think our core is still young and inexperienced. And I wouldn't mind getting rid of is not the right word. I just mean trading the asset and upgrading it to a pick or a swap or even um, a young, prospect player, and then seeing them get some minutes because I think, Battle's kind of interesting with his 3-point ability. So I wouldn't mind seeing him getting a little bit more time out there, and even Jacoby. I know he's been kind of injured. Because it's funny, actually, I was bashing Mogbo even a little bit, but I saw him with some decent minutes with Bruno going down as the
That's
backup
right.
center. He got in there and seemed to hold his own better than I thought he was going to.
Going
So,
to, yeah, me
yeah,
too. And he hustled and he was running down the court. Yeah, he was looking good. He was looking good, like you
yeah,
said. So
yeah. So maybe,
hopefully, like I said, we could get another big guy that's in there. Or hey, if Pirtle wants to keep putting up 30 points a game, 20, 30 points a game, we'll take that. You know what I mean? Anytime you got a big and he's working, we'll definitely take that as a rapture.
yes, yeah, yeah, true. No, because that's always been sort of I guess it hasn't always been a weakness, but in the early days, it was always a problem.
It was always an issue. That's right.
We've been Raptor
Or,
fans.
or when we face guys
Oh,
that got a mobile big guy, we end up having issues. So
yes, yes. So today we're playing the Cavaliers. Surprising start for the Cavs. They, were 15-0. Obviously, they lost that one to Boston. I don't know if I think I saw something about their main guy being down out today.
Heidi,
Yeah, Spidey. What is going on with my brain though? Why can't I get what the heck's his actual name?
Spidey.
Come on. Anyway, I think he might be out for this game today because he sat out either yesterday or Friday. I was watching some highlights of the NBA Cup, and
Why is his name not coming to me right now, too?
I don't know. It's actually hilarious. Um, I'm getting it right here. Of course, I'm trying to click on. Oh my gosh. Anyway, what do you think the Raptors' chances of beating them is?
Well, we played them already once already for the season, and we were looking good, but once again, it was closeout. So having our second time, I think this game's gonna be in Cleveland, right? Is it in Cleveland?
It looks like it's at Cleveland. Yes.
It's at Cleveland, right? Yeah. So if we could go down into Cleveland right now and get our third win, because our horses are working right now. I don't mean to call them horses, but you know what I mean. They're galloping. Our guys are galloping. So, RJ's putting up points. We got guys getting involved. So if we could keep this momentum right now, I think we got a good chance. I think we got a good chance. We were close, and it's all about that closeout. We need the guys to realize, hey, it's fourth quarter. I'm going to give it my all in all. If they lock in, share the sugar, anything is possible.
Yeah, I'm not the hugest Cleveland fan either, so I would love to see the Raptors win. But man, that backcourt, speaking of us having problems against big guys, I mean, they've got Evan Mobley and Jared Allen back there. It's like, oh my gosh, I was watching some highlights and you get around one, and then Mobley had some crazy block. I can't remember who it was on, but yeah, the guy kind of went around Jared Allen with a nice move, and then Mobley just came like out of nowhere. Get that
And they
garbage
said,
out of here. It's like,
and they said the Twin Towers, the new Twin Towers, they ain't playing. I
yeah,
know. But let's see if we could pull them out with our 3 point shots. Like you said, get Battle in there so he could pull one of them out, and then our guys could dance around the one guy or foul one out. We need some creativity that way.
true. All right, well, hey, thanks for watching, guys. For everyone, I hope the Raptors wish them some luck. We need to, yeah, play together, get the 3 point going. If we're not hitting threes, we're going to be toast. But yeah, everyone, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment. We keep telling you guys, give us some comments. Let us know, if you want to talk more analysis on games that have happened or future potential trades or activity going and coming up, give us some direction on that.
And people, we also in the next couple episodes might have some feature guests coming on for us. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and see you next week.
Nice. All right. Thanks. We're out.